Hey guys, it's me, Cardi V, back with episode 4. I'm just gonna let you guys know what's going on. I am on a roll today. My son is watching Bluey. My daughter finally went to sleep. She's teething. So I obviously just taped episode 3, which is why I'm in the same clothes as that video. So I'm gonna try to do this episode maybe like one or two more. We'll see. I'll see if I can pull it off. But obviously, episode 3 was all about my favorite cozies. And because I am like super into cozy mysteries right now, and I already just did like almost a 30-minute video for that last one, I obviously had to like cut myself off because there's a lot more cozies that I like love. Those are obviously my top 5, so I'm not saying that they're not my top 5, but I'm gonna move forward. I wanted to have a special episode dedicated to Valerie Burns. And here's why. Valerie Burns is a black woman. She's a black author, and she writes cozy mysteries that center around black women. So, I absolutely love her. I don't know her. I just read 2 of her books, and I want more. So, the first book that I want to talk about of hers is from her series, A Mystery Bookshop. So, the first book in the series is The Plot is Murder. It's set in Michigan, which is great because I'm from Michigan. And it's about a middle aged widow. Samantha Washington is her last name. So basically, this woman is a widow. She has no kids, but she does have 2 poodles. So her husband recently passed, but before he passed, because she is a teacher, her husband and her always dreamed about retiring from their respective careers and opening up a bookshop. And I just thought that was so sweet. Me and my husband, when we were dating, we used to talk about how we were gonna move to Philly and open up a bookshop and live above it. And that is not what happened. um, but there's still time. We're still young, so we can open up that bookshop still. So we'll just roll with the punches. So that's fine. But no, back to the story. So her husband passes away, and her husband tells her, like, take the plunge, open up the bookshop, sell the house, open up the bookshop. I want you to keep living and do everything that we ever dreamed about. Don't let my death stop you. And I just thought that that was beautiful in itself. But she opens up this bookshop, and the guy who owned the property, basically, like, he was giving her the runaround when she was at first, like, when she was buying the property that her bookshop is in. So he was totally fine with her buying it. Then all of a sudden something happened. He was being really weird, cagey, and then he decided, like, basically just give her a hard time. She ends up obviously getting the bookshop and everything like that.
I need my milky.
Oh, you're out of milk? Okay. I'll get you some in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. So, he's like, he's kind of a, and, whatever. So she ends up getting it, whatever. She moves in. She's getting everything ready for her bookshop to open. She retires from being a teacher. And one day he like tries to like come in, like he's like knocking at the door, like, hey, we need to talk, blah blah blah. And she's like, no, like you need to like leave. Like I got the property, we have nothing to talk about. You just need to go about your business. She, doesn't open the door, goes back upstairs, goes to sleep, wakes up in the morning, and he's dead in her backyard. So of course, she's suspect number one. Um, but she's like, look, like I barely knew this man. Yeah, we had issues, but like I got what I wanted, so why would I even kill him? Like, that would be dumb on my part. So, she's kind of doing some stuff like, snooping. Um, Turns out he made a lot of enemies, so she's just like, I'm clearly gonna clear my name. But what I really like about this series is her grandmother, Nana Joe, is like kind of like her sidekick, but not really. So her grandmother and her grandmother's friends, it's I want to say like two or three or four women, and her grandma, like they go to the casino and everything like that, and they're basically like Samantha's like sleuthing partners. So they're like, oh well, I heard from such and such and my grandson and my cousin and this, that, and the third, like they have connections here, there, and everywhere, and this is what I found. So I just think it's really cute. I only read book one, so I want to say there's like 9 books in the series, so I clearly have to finish the rest of the series. But I don't know, I love it already. So I'm really excited to see where the rest of the series goes. The second book of hers that I am reading is her Baker Street mystery, and the first book in the series is 2 parts sugar, 1 part murder. And this is about a young millennial, and her name is Maddie, and she is like a social media influencer type. She gets stood up at the altar, which is not funny, but it's funny because I guess they were like, I think they were like live streaming internet or something like that. So like, it's very public that she got like left at the altar. And so she's like, like whatever, like you gotta keep going, you gotta keep moving, gotta keep pushing. And her grandmother passes away. So her grandmother owned a house in Michigan. So she's just like, I'll just move to Michigan, and just go from there. Her grandmother had a bakery, obviously, and yeah, so she kind of takes over that and everything, and then she finds this tape, I want to say, of her grandmother's, and her grandmother basically tells her like, if I die, someone murdered me. So she has to figure out like who killed her grandmother, and then I want to say her grandmother also had a English mastiff named Baby. So there's like this really big, like 250-pound dog. And so yeah, it's really cute. The mayor is also stabbed, and Maddie's fingerprints are on the knife. So she has to figure out, obviously, one, who killed the mayor to clear her name, and she also needs to figure out who killed her grandmother. So I thought it was super interesting. It's just, a different take on cozy mysteries. We've got a younger protagonist, and it's like set in like a I don't want to say modern times, but like she's current. So Valerie Burns as an author is making sure her content is current. So they're tweeting, they're hashtagging, which sometimes you don't see pulled off well in certain books, especially if the author is not, you know, the same age as their protagonist. So typically you don't see a 40 something year old woman writing about a 20 something year old woman in the correct, I don't want to say the correct way, but like in a way that's actually like true to the character. The only thing that I will say that I did not like about this book is there's this part where Maddie is like trying to figure out how a VHS player works. And so that was a little funny because at 29, I definitely know how a VHS player works. I didn't grow up with them for long because obviously DVDs, but like that was kind of like the one thing like that was like, okay, so let's stop playing games here. But whatever. I can definitely let that pass. I want to say the second book in that series is coming out this summer, like August, I want to say. I could be wrong about the time frame, but I'm excited for that. I will admit. I think Maddie is funny. I love that she's got this big, huge dog, and his name is Baby. I love that it's a food themed um, cozy, and it's just I'm excited. It also has a really good group of like supporting characters in the story as well. So I'm really excited to see where that series goes. And like I said, I also can't wait to get current on the Bookshop Mystery series that Valerie has. So I am excited. So I'll let you guys know. I'll probably do more videos about like how I feel about those books. But yeah, but that's it for today. It was definitely a shorter episode, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me.